cage her opponent, representing Bahrain, Aiza Ramos Bertoso! All right, as both fighters have now entered the cage, it is now time for the final introductions. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, representing the Kingdom of Bahrain, Aiza Ramos Bertoso! And her opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Kazakstan, Ayaan Tursin! And the referee in charge of this contest is Catalin Otelea.
7 kilograms from Kazakhstan in the blue corner, Ayaan Tursin. Her opponent from Bahrain in the red corner, Aiza Ramos Bertoso. Tursin, an IMF fan favorite. 2022 is her 5th year in the IMF competition. 2021 Performance of the Year winner with her spinning back fist KO in last year's European Open semis. Bertoso's got a nice Muay Thai style, long reach, great leg kicks as well.
Still trying to find the range. Both fighters clearly respect one another's abilities, just downloading the data, trying to find range, edging ever closer with that big overhand is Tursin.
Expect Aiza's jab to land fairly soon. She's got pinpoint accuracy with that. Once she establishes her range, instead she's choosing to close. She's then going to try and take the bout down to the ground, and she's then going to try and submit her opponent.
Sharp knee right to the midsection from Bertoso.
Tursin's got to work her way in here, get behind the jab, use her head work to close the distance, and then those big power punches she's known for. Bertoso on the outside, looking for a way in. Palms open, looking to catch that jab and respond immediately. Okay, they're warning potentially for action here from the referee.
Again, I think it's because both fighters realizes just how dangerous their opponent is. So if you were to do something a little bit careless, if you were to do something that you could get countered. And again, within the realm of amateur mixed martial arts, 3 minutes is not a long time, but big takedown from Bertoso.
Working towards the back, getting closer.
Not a little bit off to the side. She needs to square herself up. She could be hunting for the armbar, however.
Active hips, trying to create that angle for herself. Gets that leg across the
Bertozo's
body. This looks
got
flush.
that. Hips
Oh,
are moving up.
look at the hyperextension of the arm.
Tyson in dire trouble here. Bertoso looking for the finish.
She's trying desperately to hitchhike her out of this. Look at the flexibility, but that arm surely cannot take much more.
The fighting spirit here from Tursin. Bertoso hides the arm underneath.
Human elbow, don't do that.
Beautiful work. She made the adjustment to go underneath the armpit for more leverage, and Tursin was forced to tap.
And that's what I was talking about, gentlemen. Both fighters were extremely dangerous. They knew that it would just take one little piece of ingenuity to ignite the spark that would end the fight.
Take a look at the replay here. The massive hyperextension and a testament to how tough Tursin is. She was forced to tap. It's the second the adjustment there. Bertoso made the adjustment to put the arm underneath her armpit so she could gain the lever through her back as well.
In this Bahrain versus Kazakhstan face-off, Bahrain is now up by 1, 5 needed to move forward to the finals against Ireland. The loser will move to a 3rd and 4th place bout versus Mexico.
Referee Kathleen Otelea has called a stop to the fight at 2 minutes and 23 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner via armbar and representing the red corner, Team Bahrain, Aiza Bertoso! Let's continue with the next bout contested at females bantamweight. Let's welcome in first, representing Kazakhstan, Antonina Kotlyarevskaya! And let's welcome in her opponent, representing Team Bahrain, Sabrina Laurentina de Souza! begin with the final introduction as both fighters are now in the cage. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, representing Team Bahrain, Sabrina Laurentina de Souza! And her opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Team Kazakstan, Antonina Kotlianetskaya! And the referee in charge of this contest is Sharif Bapu.
Female bantamweights in the blue corner, Antonina Kotorevskaya from Kazakhstan. Her opponent, Sabrina Laurentina de Souza from Bahrain in the red. De Souza with 2 world gold medals under her belt from 2019 and 2021 World Championships. Also the 2021 Senior Female Athlete of the Year and was nominated for Performance of the Year.
Oh, just opening up with a head kick, not far away at all. Head on the clinch, big takedown, and this is where she does some of her best work.
De Souza's methodical here in these positions. She'll knee slice through to look for a dominant position.
She'll then look for an arm and try and take it home, hang it over her fireplace.
Just slices her leg through. Maybe trying to set up the armbar here, going belly down.
She rolls off here. She might look to unhook the leg to sweep her opponent over. Antonina's going to have to be careful about the Kimura as well from here.
Watch those hips move, and there it is.
Oh, beautiful.
Amazing armbar from Sabrina Laurentina de Souza. She went belly down on that one, Phil.
2 beautiful arm bars in a row from Team Bahrain. 1 off the back, 1 belly down. And once that elbow is trapped and you get the hip extension into the arm, it's tap or snap.
Bahrain up gets the first 2 wins. Once again, 5 are needed to move forward to the finals against Ireland. At stake is $100,000 US for the member team and the Super Cup.
Strictly speaking, Team Bahrain are 3 ahead as Abdullah Mubarak does have a bye into the next round. So 2 more wins for Team Bahrain.
Referee Sharif Bapu has called a stop to the action at just 54 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner via armbar from the red corner, representing Bahrain, Sabrina Laurentina de Souza! All right, ladies and gentlemen, we did have a bout at bantamweight schedule. However, the Bahraini athlete has unfortunately been forced to withdraw. So entering the cage to accept his victory via walkover, representing Kazakhstan, Janibek Tunishi!
Interesting wrinkle here. Abdullah Mubarak is not able to move forward in the draw. Janibek Tunishi for Kazakhstan gets an automatic win. It now stands at 2-1.
And at featherweight, introducing first, representing Team Kazakstan, Anatoly Zolotin! And now let's welcome his opponent, representing Team Bahrain, Haji Muhammad Ali! Both fighters in the cage, it's time for final introductions. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, representing Team Bahrain, Haji Muhammad Ali! And introducing the opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Team Kazakhstan,
Next up, featherweight, 65.8 kilograms. In the red corner, Haji Muhammad Ali from Bahrain. His opponent in the blue corner, Anatoly Zolotin from Kazakhstan. Touch of gloves and we're underway. 3 minutes on the clock. Anatoly likes to fight long, and he likes to keep his opponent at the end of his punches and kicks.
It's a good shot straight away. Haji Muhammad Ali in on that single, has that leg clasped between his own. Needs to be wary of the ninja choke. Finishes with a big shot up top. Nearly took the head off of had that connected. You can already see the game plan of both men. Anatoly wants to stand and strike at distance, whereas Muhammad Ali wants to get in close, close the distance and score the takedown.
Zolotin's got to be conservative with his approach now. He's got to keep it at the end of the punches so he can sprawl just like that. He can't overcommit.
Very solid sprawl. Needs to stay nice and long, as you say, Dean.
Oh, nice shot. That one got through. He's going to the body. He's hurt. Muhammad Ali is hurt here to the body. He might shoot just to conserve his energy and regain his composure. Low single, Muhammad Ali. Zolotic's got to try and separate in this position. He had him hurt with that body shot.
And this is exactly where Muhammad Ali wants to get the fight to, that grinding position that the Team Bahrain guys are known for. Digging in for the double underhooks, trying to create that separation. There it is.
Stopping the action here, just a readjustment of the glove from Muhammad Ali, and we're back underway. Nice sprawl from Anatoly, but he gets taken down with the single. Muhammad Ali now looking to pass the guard.
Needs to be wary of the triangle setup here.
The relentlessness of Haji Muhammad Ali has definitely got to be respected. He keeps looking for that takedown, and more times than not, he gets it.
Good job by Muhammad Ali to try and get that right leg out of play, but he gets caught in a triangle here.
Switch to the armbar perhaps, but no, out he gets.
Oh, back
there's
to
the
the
triangle.
Underhooks
It's
the
tight.
leg. This is very tight.
This is a very, very, very difficult position to escape from.
That is so tight.
Anatoly Zolotic now turning
He's
the
out.
angle. Anatoly Zolotic from Kazakhstan chokes out Haji Muhammad Ali from Bahrain. What a beautiful submission. Kicked up with the long legs, secured the figure four, turned the angle beautifully for the finish.
Yeah, beautiful way just to underhook that leg and then completely compress himself into that angle he created.
And folks, just like that, Bahrain and Kazakhstan are now neck and neck. They are each 2-2 in the race to 5.
Impressive performance by Anatoly. He had him hurt with that body shot, and that really prompted Muhammad Ali to initiate the grappling. Check out the replay here. He pulled up on the shin as well, squeezed the knees together and contained that angle. You can see here the arm went limp and the referee was forced to call a stoppage.
Big respect to Haji Muhammad Ali. Let himself go out rather than tap out.
All right, referee Rusal Bayramov has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes and 32 seconds of round number 1, declaring the victor by a technical submission due to a triangle, Anatoly Zolotic! All right, the quick finishes keep on coming. Is that a trend that will continue? That answer awaits us right here in this cage. Let's move on to the next bout, contested at lightweight, with our first athlete, representing Team Kazakhstan, Neymar Asadov! Now let's welcome his opponent to the cage, representing Team Bahrain, Kubran Idrisov! All right, with both fighters inside the cage, it's time for the final introductions. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, representing Team Bahrain, Kurban Idrisov! And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Team Kazakstan,
The lightweight contested at 70.3 kilograms in the red corner from Bahrain, Kurban Idrisov. His opponent in the blue corner from Kazakhstan, Naimet Asadov.
Current standings at 2 wins apiece, so still very much all to play for here in this semi-final. Heavy shots being exchanged.
Naimet looking to establish the distance with the jab, shoots him for a single.
Started with that low ankle, raised up the body a little bit. Head on the inside. Going to try and run the pipe, does so beautifully, but Idrisov may turn this into an advantageous position for himself.
Bahrain and the Russian MMA Union have long gone back and forth with the number 1, number 2 spots at the top of IMAF. The best of the rest right now has been Kazakhstan. They're employing a hyper-aggressive strategy right now. It's a very smart thing to do against a team that maybe has a little bit more experience.
Jumping the guard is Idrisov.
With an arm trapped.
Tried to readjust potentially into an armbar here if he can create an angle for himself. Point of the elbow is past the hip, so he is safe.
If he doesn't succeed at this, is always going to end up in the bottom position. Asadov will take advantage of that with the ground and pound as he looks to pass the side control.
Naimet now has to go for a submission, strike, or further position.
Asadov briefly looking for the das there. Nice knee to the body.
Idrisov doing a good job of when he's in those positions where he may be taken down, his opponent's trying to hold him down, getting right back up. Again, beautiful single.
He'd switch to the double after that just to secure it. He's getting the takedown, he's dragging him to the canvas.
Solidify position once you get there.
Yeah, he's not attacking the left leg. The left leg's free to base up, and then it allows Asadov to get back to his feet. Idrisov as well is great at springing back to his feet. So the key here is to drag both of the legs. If you take both of the legs out of play, so he's dropping for the single here.
But an aspect that's often overlooked in situations like this, it's incredibly tiring for the man who's doing the taking down as well when your opponent pops right back up. Securing a difficult takedown is draining for both men.
Yeah, it takes a massive toll in this grappling realm, close range. Dropping down for takedowns, defending, fighting for the leg, losing it, sprawling. But Asadov should think about switching up to the double leg entries. If he secures the single, he should switch to the back of the knee on the opposite leg. See here, he's firing the single leg in, and with the left leg, oh, he got it, beautiful.
Big shots to end the round from the Kazakhstan man. And for the first time in this particular semi-final, we're going to a second round.
Asadov, well established in the IMF contendership. 2019 Asian Open silver medalist, 2021 World Championships bronze medalist. He actually lost a decision in the semi-finals to the world champion Kurban. Check out the replay here, nice left hook from Asadov. As we get set for round two here, readjustment of the shin pads. Asadov in the blue, Idrisov in the red.
Idrisov is going to have to try and set those takedowns up a little bit more. You can't be shooting him blind. It gives such a tell on the takedown, allowing your opponent time to pop with the hips and sprawl.
Asadov seems like he's made the adjustment since their last fight. You know, he's gone back, watched the tape. He's initiated the takedowns with the single leg specifically to see what he's got up against the cage in the way of takedown defense now. Using the whizzer, trying to pummel the arm down. He's got to get back to his feet, however.
I expect to see Idrisov lift those legs above the point just as he does there. Lift them off over the hips. Again, needs to be aware of the triangle. We've seen one triangle so far from the Kazakh team.
Kurban was using his head and now his torso to stop his opponent from raising up at least immediately.
May use that figure four grip to bump sweep.
So this is the difference in the wrestling here. Kurban's using the manipulation of both legs, whereas Asadov was only using the single leg. And in turn, we've seen there's more control here from Kurban. He's got the back now. Asadov's done a great job of getting back to his feet, but he's still got Kurban attached to his back.
We try and just reap that leg out, or use that as a shelf to take down. Drags him right down. Doesn't really have the space to get both hooks in, so maintains the position.
Team Bahrain has been very effective throughout this tournament with that tight waist.
Attempted the trip takedown, but Kurban Idrisov just relentless with this grip.
Asadov is going to start thinking about swinging that right arm through. He could look to Kimura grip here. Potential ability to escape. Going to be difficult with the cage, or beautiful. He's got to address the left underhook, however, to prevent the back take.
Has to do everything he can to try and turn in towards Idrisov. Idrisov a little bit too far down for my liking. He'll need to make some adjustments, but he's being impeded at the moment by the cage.
Nemat may be in a little bit of trouble fairly soon.
Idrisov back to his feet. Single leg drop now. And as soon as he starts to go and attack the second leg, immediately prompts a response from Kurban to disengage the arm via the wrist. You can see here the left arm being engaged. Nice sprawl as well from Kurban. Big knee from Asadov at the belt.
Little shot, just left the chamber after the bell there.
Impressed with Asadov's ability to come back into this second fight. The second time they've met in the RMF cage. And he's made the adjustments. He's done a great job of threatening that takedown. But as we saw, he briefly gave up the back start thinking about using the wizard to address the underhooks, pummel for those underhooks up against the cage.
That's twice the referee before the start of the round has had to pull up the shin guards of Asadov. Perhaps a little bit of veteran savvy from his corner, knowing that if they slump those down, he gets a couple of seconds extra.
Third and final round here, 3 minutes on the clock. Idrisov with a quick takedown into the guard. Got to watch the triangle here. Right leg needs to come into play across the left side of the neck of Idrisov. Idrisov, a 2021 world gold medalist. He's did a great job of using his hips here to try and stuff the legs of Asadov.
May just switch the hips here and potentially drop down. Good job from Asadov to get back to the feet.
Big deep breath from Idrisov. Single leg entry. Now he's chasing the second leg. Back to the single leg. There's a Kimura.
Oh, dives right on the grip.
Great work. He's got to get topside though to finish this. He's got to be careful about the armbar counter as well. Asadov looking for the armbar.
Oh, that's in
That
deep.
elbow is sunk.
Yep, point of the elbow is now just working free. Also potential for the triangle here.
The foot stuck in the rash guard here. There we go, the adjustment. Beautiful work by the referee.
If he can cut the angle, he's flush in for the triangle.
Yeah, he's
Still
cleared
there.
the arm now. Diamond Guard, he's got to reach down and try and...
Has to get a little bit more of an angle for
there's
himself.
the adjustment. He's got to get his laces in the back of his knee.
And get that shin flush across the shoulder blades, which he has. This looks
Threaten
deep.
the armbar as well. When you threaten the armbar, it promotes your opponent to stack into you, which gives you the triangle. Here we go.
Oh, he's locked her right up. That looks tight. It's
There's a
Neymar
double
Asadov
threat here.
squeezing here. He's squeezing really tight. He's got to cut the angle. He's going to reach underneath the arm here to gain a better angle for a better squeeze.
Oh, that looks so tight.
Great composure by Idrisov. And the crowd respond as well. Educated crowd here in Bahrain.
I love to see a crowd celebrate and escape as much as they would a knockout.
Idrisov has just over 30 seconds to try and turn this bout around.
Again, in on that Kimura grip. May use it to sweep.
Oh, he's going to
There
hit
it
the
is.
sweep.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Great work. He's got the right leg caught in the half guard there. Makes it difficult to submit. Might give up the top position.
Asadov going to try and work back to his feet. Has the arm posted.
Idrisov has got to work here with the strikes to leave an impression. What a great fight between these two. The second out, and they've shared the cage.
And how close was Asadov with that triangle? Technically did everything right, made the adjustments, got the shin flush across the shoulders, cut the angle for himself, but Idrisov just chose to gut it out. So tough. Had that been in the first round, when both these fighters were dry and the fatigue wasn't playing a role, could have been a different story.
That escape was not the most technical, but it truly showed the heart of Korban Idrisov from Team Bahrain.
See from the replay here. Sadov was very active off his back with the strikes, looking to get a higher guard. Here was the triangle. He reached up and grabbed the foot to readjust. There were some of the punches.
we go to the judges' scorecard for a split decision. The 3 judges score the fight 29-28 blue, 29-28 red, and the winner for 29-28 in the blue corner representing Kazakhstan, Neymar Asadov.
Bahrain started off this tournament up 2-0. Kazakhstan is now ahead 3-2 in the race to 5. The winner of this semifinals of the MMA Super Cup 2022 will go on to face Ireland in the finals, and the loser will go on to face Mexico. At stake in the finals is $100,000 US and the Super Cup.
All right, let's move ahead with the next bout, which is contested at welterweight. And let's welcome in the next athlete from Kazakhstan, Yatsibek Amaykhanov! Welcome his opponent to the cage, representing Team Bahrain, Ramazan Gitino!
Big pressure on Ramazan here. Team Kazakhstan has a lot of momentum on their side. They've won 3 bouts in a row. Ramazan Gitinov seeks to break that.
Final interruption. Introducing first, fighting out the blue corner, representing Team Bahrain, Ramazan Gitino! And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Team Kazakhstan, Yatsibek Amaykhanov!
Welterweights here at the MMA Super Cup 2022. We have Yatsibek Amaykhanov in the blue corner from Kazakhstan. His opponent, Ramazan Gitinov from Bahrain, in the red. Gitinov, a 2019 world champion and also a 2021 European champion.
A surprise referee, Scott Manhart, isn't wearing headgear just in case.
Kind of keeping the distance, pouring out with that lead hand.
Seems to have a little bit of a reach advantage.
It's illegal under the rules of mixed martial arts to reach towards your opponent with an open hand.
Trying to come over the top with a shot there, pawing out with the jab to establish the range. Nice shot from Gitinov. beautiful kick and then landed up top. These guys showing solid striking diversity early.
Gittinov looking for single leg here, change levels. 50-50 position, both athletes, with one underhook and one overhook apiece. This is a battle of the outside position as well as underhooks. The knees as well can soften the blow, can also disguise the pummel for your underhooks.
Although this is a neutral position, Gittinov showing he's got superior strength and technique from this position. He's landing more effective strikes, controlling the place on the floor.
Kind of with a nice inside trip. Just the top position now. One butterfly hook in for Gittinov.
Gittinov looking for head control, potentially even a guillotine, but not finding it due to his opponent's effective head position.
Yeah, he's going to hip escape, try and stuff the head and get back to his feet. That's why you see Amirkhanov hold those legs. Great work by Gittinov to get back to the feet.
Hands are connected now.
There's a high crotch counter to the knee shield.
Oh,
Also keep that back leg out. Beautiful work.
Full Karate Kid sweeping the leg. It was beautiful.
This is the position that Team Bahrain fighters excel from.
Gittinov so dominant in these exchanges. So strong.
All these Team Bahrain fighters tend to ragdoll their opponents from here. Got that far side tight waist, land heavy shots to the head, tend to drag their opponent down to the ground to deliver even further punishment.
Bahrain #2 ranked in the senior team rankings, a real MMA dream team.
It is really a hallmark of the male fighters within the Bahrain team of using this particular style to wear on your opponent, to break their will, to systematically shut down their entire offense and frustrate them.
And heavily decorated team as well. Such a great stable of fighters, which only serves to bring up the level of the rest of the fighters in that camp.
Yeah,
Ramazan Gittinov, Sabrina D'Souza as well, part of the camp. Having those people in your gym every day, you can't help but get better.
Well, they're cliches, but they're cliches for a reason. Iron sharpens iron. A rising tide lifts all ship. If you're in with absolute killers, you have no option but to sink or swim. And for the Bahrain national team, they're swimming laps.
Round 2, 3 minutes on the clock. Amirkhanov in the blue, Gittinov in the red. Gittinov looking for the power shot. I like the way he was using the level changes just to deter Amirkhanov.
Well, fence grab. That was cheeky. Fence grab kept them up, but not for long.
Gittinov battling to get the back position here. He's got to try and buck that left arm off of his shoulder and circle around. He could opt for the high crotch. Gets beautiful dump.
Big dump takedown, yeah. Now just slowly aiming his way into that side mount position. One hook in.
Looks like he's working the Dagestani handcuff there on the right arm of Amirkhanov. That could serve him to walk to the back if Amirkhanov turns to his left, or to walk up to the mount if he turns to his right. So He's got to pick his poison here, does Amikhanov.
It's also so intelligent because it completely then immobilizes the arm that a fighter would use to base off, to get to a hand, to get to an elbow.
Enough wants to be just a little more aggressive with those strikes. There they come.
Gitanov perhaps sensing the referee just got a little bit close there. That's what prompted him to fire those strikes. A nice roll from Amikhanov.
There's the 2 hooks.
May choose to flatten out now, hip down, and just take away those arms of Amikhanov.
Gitanov looking for the rear naked choke. It's a little bit too high on the head here. Opts now to work the ground and pound, but he's going to fire one of those arms underneath the chin.
You'd like to see him get both arms underneath the arms and kind of flatten them out, but he hasn't quite got it flush underneath the chin, has he? It's more of a face bar.
Brutal amount of pressure on the hips, and there it is.
Ramazan Gitanov with a powerful short choke submission here in Bahrain. Did a great job of obtaining both the hooks, flattening his opponent out, used the strikes to sneak that arm underneath the chin of Amikhanov, and squeezed his way to victory.
It may have been a jaw lock. I hope we get a second look at that.
I think it was more of a face bar, Carrick, yeah.
Exactly. This is one of the, folks, this is one of the newer submissions developed in mixed martial arts over the last decade or so. It really wasn't, it absolutely was not known in the earlier days of mixed martial arts, but it's essentially a lock on the jaw.
It can break
it
a jaw.
It can break a jaw. It drives the jawbone back into the nerves behind it, causing terrible suffering and a tap,
but
as you just saw.
You need to have an insurmountable squeeze to get it properly, and that's what we saw from Gitanov.
See if we can get a look at the replay. No, we're going to go straight to the decision here.
Referee Scott Manor has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes and 33 seconds of round number 2. Declaring for the winner by submission due to a rear naked choke, fighting out of the red corner and representing Bahrain, Ramazan Gitanov!
Folks, Bahrain and Kazakhstan are now 3-3 in the race to 5. They are neck and neck in this, the second MMA Super Cup 2022
replay,
semifinals.
guys. Can't quite see if that was across the neck angle. The referee's blocking us. There's the tap, but
what an event we have on our hands so far. Are you enjoying the action here in Manama, Bahrain? Let's continue with our next bout, contested at middleweight. Welcoming in first, representing Kazakhstan, Bahrain, And now let's welcome in his opponent, representing Team Bahrain, Sultan Amaron! cage, it's time for the final introductions. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, representing Bahrain, Sultan Amaro! And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Team Kazakstan, and the referee in charge of this contest is docu-series.
Middleweights at 83.9 kilograms, the MMA Super Cup semi-finals. In the red corner from Bahrain, Sultan Amarov. His opponent from Kazakhstan in the blue corner, Vakid Timurbeyev.
Timurbeyev had a bye into this round. Sultan Omarov had a unanimous decision. It'll be interesting to see once again, does that play a part, fighting 2 successive days. Both fighters a little tentative.
Tentative by design, however, each of them is trying to get a read on the other. When you feint that kick, you get it. You learn what's the opponent do when he sees that kick coming. Does he raise the leg up to check? There's things you can do. So each of them are downloading information that they're going to use in very short order to try and knock each other out.
Almost inevitable that we'll see the clinch and takedown from Omarov. Oh, watch out for the triangle. Omarov doing a good job of staying all the way in that position, keeping himself safe.
Central Asian athletes, of course, known for their tremendous wrestling tradition. I have to say, though, these Kazakhstan athletes are showing terrific jiu-jitsu.
Vakid trying to walk those legs up to work for the triangles and the arm bars. Sultan very aware of that. He's keeping nice and flat, using the shots to distract. And he draws his arms back beautifully as well. The second he feels the legs walk up from Vakid, he retracts the arms, retracts the body backwards, and squares his hips up.
Sultan has several basic options. He can try and pass his opponent's guard, which you saw right there. He can try and stay within some form of that guard and pound his opponent, or he can try and stand up, take the fight back to standing. That third option, I think, is not his favorite. He appears intent mainly on a positional gain rate right here.
Has the underhook on the left side of Timurbeyev, just controlling the body with that. Very smart.
If Sultan manages to escape that half guard, get all the way across his opponent's side, I expect to see an increase in the ferocity of his striking attacks.
Referee looking on here. He might ask for some more action momentarily, yep. Sultan doing a good job of posturing up there. Vakid with the overhook there with the left arm, you can see from the camera angle, just to break the posture of his opponent, to negate too much power coming down from those punches.
Good round for Sultan Omarov from Team Bahrain.
The Bahrain national team style is so distinctive and so effective. If you saw a Bahrain national team fighter fight in silhouette, you'd be able to say, yes, that's a Bahraini guy.
Huge credit for that, of course, goes to Coach Eldar Eldarov.
Great corner turn there on the double leg from Sultan. He's got that wrestling style as well. He squares the hips, he lays the ground and pound down. He looks to methodically pass the guard into a better position. And when he goes into that better position, it just offers the affordance for him to strike harder. In the full guard, he could potentially get his posture broken. In the half guard, he's got a better avenue. Full mount, obviously, a great position to land the ground and pound. Sultan waiting for that level change. He's
Timur-
twitching those shoulders forward.
Timurbayev doesn't want to be too aggressive. He should come in with a single shot, 2, 3 at the absolute most, or he's going to get tied up.
Oh, spinning back fist attempt from Bakid.
Timurbayev's got a significant reach advantage here. He wants to use it. Timurbayev trying to draw his opponent's hands down a little bit with that hip fake, then throw a shot up high.
There it is. Like I say, it's as inevitable as the sun rising in the morning and setting at night. The takedown from Umarov.
That hook, of course, is one of the most effective blows in boxing as well as in mixed martial arts. It's the shot that can hit the opponent without the opponent seeing it, but that little turn of the hips does leave you very susceptible to a double leg, which we saw right there.
The Sultan was prompting that. He was twitching the shoulder. He threw the Superman punch. You know, he was trying to sell the fact he was trying to land that right hand, which disguised his entry. And now finds himself in the top position. But he's got to keep busy here. He's got to be seen to actively pass the guard or do damage. Otherwise, the referee will stand them up.
Well, as you say, he was using those to get his opponent to bite on him, because as we know, theatricality and misdeception are powerful agents to the uninitiated.
But they are initiated at this current point in time in the best platform for mixed martial arts in the world, the IMF. An amateur level here. We see the shin guards, of course, and the bigger gloves. More padding in the gloves.
Sultan Umarov landing some nasty little shots. Expect him to try and pass guard at some point and land ever nastier shots.
It's important to note as well, there's no elbows from this position. Usually the guy on the bottom can frame on the head and fire the elbow to cause cuts and damage, but there's no elbows allowed under the amateur rule set here. So that's why you see the wrestling style more favored, as it were, in the amateur ranks. But definitely a viable option in the pro ranks as well. It's such a viable skill to have in mixed martial arts, to be able to wrestle, to be able to control, do damage from the top position, stay out of submissions. Nice ground and pound from Sultan.
There's those nastier shots coming. If that half guard is cleared, we may see submission attempt. Unfortunately, fortunately for me, because I did want to see a submission attempt, the round is almost over.
It's going to be hard to submit Sultan. He's been here time and time again, and this is his style. You know, he's been here, he understands when his arms are in jeopardy, when the triangle's available, and he'll simply just either retract his arms or readjust his base or push forward and negate the leg being kicked through to snatch his neck up. And he really is a master in the top position.
Quick reminder, Team Bahrain, Team Kazakhstan are now neck and neck with 3. Whoever wins this one, the team only has to win 1 more to advance to the finals. At stake there, $100,000 US to the national team and the MMA Super Cup 2022.
Here was the handiwork from Sultan, body in the head. And you can see there he keeps the hands. Every time he feels the legs creep up, immediately drops his posture to negate the triangle. Oh, nice right hand snuck through.
And this is bound to be frustrating for Timurbayev, because like we said yesterday, the Ronda Rousey armbar, the Dan Henderson overhand, the Conor McGregor left hook, you know these things are going to happen. How do you defend against something that's almost indefendable?
Timurbayev has to attack very, very carefully. He's got to minimize the forward movement of his body mass, try and use the limb length that you see right there.
It's precarious kicking though, because if one of those legs get caught, they could be turned into a takedown quite readily.
I would like to see him show the uppercut a couple of times.
There it is, yeah. But still he gets taken down, it's inevitable.
And Umarov, as you said so succinctly, he knows exactly what he needs to do enough to keep himself in this position, to dominate, to impede the movement and momentum of his opponent.
Sultan with the underhook here. He'll punch, but he'll immediately readdress that right underhook to control his opponent and prevent the back takes.
Just once again stepping over, maintaining the anchor position. Big clubbing hammer fists.
Just under 2 minutes left in this third round now. And it's difficult to see Vakid doing anything decisive off his back here. He's going to potentially have to walk himself to the cage to try and get up, use that as an anchor point, as a basal point, to get back to his feet.
Coach Eldar Eldarov, very calm in the corner, calmly and clearly, directing his fighter what to do.
Just after the midway point in the third and final round, and if you're Timur Biev, you need to go for broke. You need to bust a lung to do everything you can to try and get back up.
Yeah, he's got to try and swing his head towards the cage, walk himself back on the palms of his hands, get his hips to the cage, one hand down, one leg down, back to his feet. Easier said than done, but he's got to be looked to be trying. Because when he's close to the center of the cage here, he doesn't really have much of an avenue to escape unless he stuffs ahead and springs back to the feet. But Sultan's such a great wrestler, you know, he's going to need some help, i.e. the cage as a basal point to get back to his feet.
Vakid's got a very, very good guard from a defensive perspective. He's not getting hit very hard, but he is getting hit over and over again, and that's playing hugely on the judge's decision when they write 10-9 or 9-10.
He's also getting hit enough to prevent the referee from standing them up. You know, they don't need to be concussive shots, they just need to be accumulative.
Sultan doing a great job too, hitting the body first every single time. That brings the elbow down just slightly, then the head's open. Body, body, and head.
This is always heavy shots, big hammer fists here towards the end of the round. Sultan Umarov doing enough, almost certainly in the wrestling realm, but some nice hammer fists at the end. I like the way he switched it on, put the fire in the punches.
I think there's definitely an argument that that round was a 10-8.
That is what I would call a 10-8 round, absolutely.
For the not just the positional dominance, but then finishing with such a flurry. Had that fight have gone on perhaps 10 seconds later, you would have seen a finish. Because one of those big shots got through, and momentarily I thought Timur Biev might have been done.
Well, stay tuned for the official announcement here. The scorecards are getting consolidated cage side here in beautiful Bahrain. Our announcer, Sebastian Martinez, makes his way to the cage.
They score a fight 30-27, 30-27, and 30-26 for your winner in the red corner representing Bahrain, Sultan Umarov!
Bahrain now has 4 wins of the 5 they need. There are 2 more bouts in this, the second MMA Super Cup 2022 semifinals. Bahrain needs to win 1 of the 2 next bouts in order to move forward to the draw against Ireland in the finals.
All right, we're moving ahead with our next bout contested at light heavyweight. Welcoming first, representing Team Kazakstan, Amish Dominic!
Getting the fighter to rinse the mouth out, as you see there, is a very intelligent technique. Pre-fight nerves are universal in the sport for everyone. Those pre-fight nerves cause the mouth to dry out to some degree. Rinsing out the mouth replenishes that moisture, allows the fighter to focus on the coming bout.
All right, and let's welcome in his opponent, representing Team Bahrain, Gazi Gaziyev! All right, we are ready with the final introductions of both fighters inside the cage. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, representing Team Bahrain, Gazi Gaziyev! And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Team Kazakstan, and the referee in charge of this contest is Suleiman Mudia.
Light heavyweights now at 93 kilograms. In the red corner from Bahrain, Gazi Gaziev. His opponent from Kazakhstan in the blue corner, Alek Domnich. Interested to see what Domnich comes out with here. He's been practicing a lot on his double legs as well as charging that right hand straight down the pipe. He might change that to an uppercut as well. Seen him on the pads and in the training room. He's really been working on that power rear hand.
You hope he's been training takedown defense as well.
That's the thing, the sprawl and brawl tactics. There's the uppercut that he's been working on.
Yeah.
To fire those hips back exactly like that, land the power shot, circle off, beautiful work.
Flared the hips beautifully there on the sprawl.
Oh, risky body kick,
isn't it?
Yeah, risky body kick, got it caught. Great takedown by Gazi Gaziev.
Laces up the legs beautifully.
And he's brilliant at that. He gets the takedown and he's already thinking about lacing the legs. He's already thinking about taking the back or getting to the mount.
Well, again, we say it ad nauseum, but it's just a hallmark of the Bahrain national team. Sequential wrestling, sequential going from A to B to C.
It's a perfect blueprint for mixed martial arts.
Yep.
Take the guy down, control him, nullify him, do damage. You know, if somebody can take you down and you can't get up, they're winning the fight.
It's the evolution of the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu paradigm that began this sport. Close the distance, secure some kind of standing control, take it to the ground, secure ground control. Instead of exact ground control
bump
positions.
That's huge for Domnich to get that sweep. Oh, now he's going to look for the verified guillotine.
Is it
That is fairly tight.
Arm guillotine?
His arm in, it's modified. He's got one knee across the back.
Wants,
He's got to get the high elbow. He might look to readjust here on the feet. And it's risky pulling guard because if the head pops out, he's going to end up with Gadziev on top of him.
Doing a good job with those heavy, heavy hips. They look to land a couple of knees to the body here.
Great work by Domnich, throwing up problems for the wrestler by initiating those submissions. But here he goes, back to bread and butter, single leg. Gadziev now in the top position. Gadziev championed at the 2021 Euros and came second place at the 2021 Worlds.
Could be looking to isolate an arm. Uses the whizzer beautifully to get back to his feet.
Beautiful stand up.
Caught him with a head kick.
Yes,
And again, the sprawl.
Yeah, that's what he's got to do. He's got to separate now. He's got to stuff the head. He's got to clear that right arm of Gadziev. That's key here. He's got to get distance. He's got to come off the cage. Nice knee in the separation. There's the right hand that he's been working on.
Slap in the right hand.
The game plan seems spot on from Domnich. Oh, but there's the kick again. Lazy with the kick. Might give up the takedown. Time runs out. And what a fight.
Work, yeah.
Fantastic round. Domnich likely wants to stay away from those body kicks in the next round.
Yeah, 100%. If you're in the corner of Domnich right now, you're saying turn this into as much of a boxing match as you can. Almost like shoot boxing, sprawling, just the hands.
See here from the replay, Domnich looking to secure the Kimura there, but used that to sweep.
Beautiful, wasn't it?
Gadziev in his corner, of course, will get almost the opposite advice. Close with your opponent, take it down to the ground.
Oh, there's a little cage grab there from Domnich. Gadziev still made, there's the head kick, but it was just the toes that caught the head. If that was flush on the shin, it could have done some more damage. It's so interesting to see the rituals in between the rounds, shaking of the arms, the lifting of the nose, the push on the chest of the different nations. Such a wealth of culture here, the IMF Super Cup.
And also the wet towel as opposed to the dry towel to cool down your fighter.
Round two, Domnich in the blue, Gadziev in the red.
Gadziev may be a little shy about level changing and shooting for the legs. He may instead try to close with the upper body first.
Yeah, he's got to set these double legs out here. He's got a left hook, right hand combination that's money.
Yeah.
If you can tie that together and avoid that uppercut as he comes in.
Yeah, bring the hands up of your opponent, change level, drop underneath.
And this is where a grappler has to really work on the boxing, because you've got to sell the hands, you've got to touch him with the hands to make sure you disguise the level change, especially if he knows it's coming, which almost certainly Domnich does.
Yeah, if Gaziev's superpower is wrestling, Domnich might just have found the kryptonite.
Both fighters' corners are ferociously urging their fighters forward to attack, attack.
It takes patience and dedication as well on the side of Domnich to stick to this game plan. You know, it takes time. You can't force it. You can't overcommit. Oh, nice right hand by Gadziev. Oh, head kick.
Both these coaches hugely believe in their fighters.
What did we say about the kicks in between rounds? That's the vessel that Gadziev is using to initiate that takedown. Try that bomb sweep again.
Yeah. He had success with that before, but would Gadziev now make the adjustments not to get swept like that?
Yeah, fool me once.
But he can switch between the Kimura and the sweep. If he threatens the Kimura, your opponent will give you his weight. There we go. There's the Kimura trap. He's going to reach through and grab his own wrist here.
Has the hands connected.
Yeah, he's got power now. That's why you're seeing Gadziev try and hide that right arm underneath his legs.
Yeah, making his own leg the lever that has to...
But ultimately what Gadziev's got to do is force his shoulder into the armpit here of Domnich and then reach through and pull his own arm out of this position.
If he could get the leg, if he could get the butterfly hook, I'd use that to elevate. But again, that's very risky in this position.
Yeah, what Domnach is trying to do. So now you see there's more pressure through the right shoulder of Gadziev, and he's out. Beautiful work.
Excellent technique. Crowd here appreciates it.
And again, great spatial awareness and submission defense being displayed by Gadziev. And that's another key for the wrestler on top as well, to stay out of submissions, to understand when you're in danger, when to abandon the ground and pound, when to control. Nice knee from Domnich at the belt. An interesting round between the two. But if you look at it objectively, most of the time we're seeing Gadziev in the top position.
And that does play hugely in the judge's favor. And when he is on top, he is causing damage. He's not doing a lay-in pray. He's not doing a wall install. He's not trying to shut his opponent down and play defensive MMA. He's taking his opponent down and delivering damage.
There was a kick from Domnich that initiated the takedown sequence.
Domnich's advice in the third, same as the second, avoid throwing kicks to the body. Gadziev's corner wants him to be aggressive. Aggressive with the hands, aggressive with the clinching, aggressive with the takedowns. I do believe that's what we're going to see. Eldar Eldarov wants him to take it to the opponent.
Domnich very cautious here in the center of the cage. He's got to wait for that shot. He knows it's coming. He'll stay nice and heavy, even though he's a bit tentative with the right hand now.
He also has to show self-restraint and stay away from those head kicks.
Domnich's been showing a nice straight right off of that knee. A little bit of an unusual combination, and there it is.
That's a nice setup from Gadziev.
And there it is.
Use the hands to close the distance. A wry smile on the face of Domnich.
He's got the hand underneath the chin. He can try and connect the feet here. Difficult to see from our vantage point if he's got the arm in.
Forearm's not yet in any dangerous position on the neck.
Looks like an arm in guillotine. He's lost the guard now. Very difficult to finish from here. He's got to re-guard. He's got to get that right leg in front of his opponent and then round his body. He could use this opportunity to stand up, though. Gadziev is defending the choke. There we go. Now he's got the leverage, but the cage is going to inhibit this a little bit.
He's going to need to try and create a little bit of an angle for himself, but the head's out. And Gadziev once again in that top position. And he has the positional awareness and wrestling ability to stay here, and he's going to be happy to sit inside the guard, throw punches, work the body, work the head.
Domnich might have some urgency here. His coaches are shouting out the time, minute left. But to get to his feet, he's got to unlock the guard here. He's got to go for broke. He's posting out on the hand. Now he needs his feet. There we go. Not feeling confident enough to explode to his feet as yet. Here's Domnich. Oh, looking for the hip bump sweep. Could turn it into the Kimura as well as he sits back.
Gadziev doing a great job of just taking that base away from Domnich.
Foot on the hip here. Domnich looking for the angle. 10-second clapper goes. Dominant performance by Gadziev.
Does a good job to get up, but potentially could be looking at a little too late.
Gadziev again with a dominant performance, doing what he does best. Take his man down and use ground and pound of control. But ultimately, we'd have to hand it over to our judges here at cage side. But it's a safe bet to say the representative from Bahrain will go through and be the victor of this fight.
And winning this fight moves the wins for Bahrain up to 5. We are not the officials, but I do believe the officials are going to announce that Gadziev has won. That moves Bahrain's team win number up to 5, and it means they are going to move forward in the draw versus Ireland in the finals of the MMA Super Cup 2022. If that is correct, Kazakhstan will fight Mexico for 3rd place. At stake there is $50,000 and the team bronze medal.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a fight! Let's hear it for both these warriors! After 3 rounds of high-paced technical action, we have arrived at a split decision. The judges scored the fight 30-27 red, 29-28 blue, and 29-28 for your winner via split decision in the red corner representing Bahrain.
Interesting scorecards.